This is a Socratic seminar on Tangerine by Edward Bloor.
I would like to start with a question on how would Paul feel about Eric if he knew what really had happened his entire life?
Well, first of all, I don't think that Paul would feel as like, he said to his parents that he felt like, well, like bad about himself, kind of. He thought, oh my goodness, I'm stupid enough to stare in the solar eclipse. And so I think he would have felt a little bit better about himself.
I feel like it would have, I don't want to say like pressure off of his back, but I bet he would be a different person if he figured out what happened or his parents had told him. Because like he would have hated his brother, but hating yourself is a different kind of problem you have.
I think that if he found out earlier, he would have stood up to his parents before he did in the book, because when he finally found out, that's when he stood up to his parents. So if he found out before then, I think that he would have been able to talk to his parents.
Well, I think if he had remembered, like, if he had remembered like earlier in his life, then it wouldn't have necessarily been as bad because he wouldn't have had so many thoughts about why am I so stupid to look at the eclipse.
He's all through the book. He also felt I thought that he felt more lost. He was so confused. Everybody's telling me this, but I don't remember it. I don't believe it, more or less. And it would have just opened up so many more doors.
Well, on page 265, down, I think it's in the second to last paragraph, at the very last sentence, it says, I answered. So you figured it'd be better if I just paid myself, because their excuse was, they didn't want him to hate his brother, Eric. So, like, that would make me think, like, if he did know, like, would he actually, like, how would he feel, like, not just about his life as himself, but how would he feel for Eric? Like, would he hate Eric because his rejection towards his parents for keeping it a secret is having him hate himself for it?
I mean, how would he feel about his family too for lying to him for that long, besides how he feels about his brother?
That is, you can do it.
I think he would. I think he still has kind of like a hatred for his brother. I think he would maybe have a little bit more hatred, but not that much. I think he would be more scared of his brother than hate him if they told him sooner.
I definitely think it would be mixed emotions. If I was in his shoes and let's say I found out like at an earlier stage, I would kind of be scared, like what Morgan said, but then I would also be, I would dislike Eric for something so traumatic that would happen. It seems like you would have mixed emotions about it.
I think it's kind of funny because the parents are saying like, well, I don't want you to hate your brother. I don't want to hate your brother. I want you to hate your brother. But Eric is the one obviously hates Paul, but the parents are preventing Paul from hating Eric. But Eric truly hates Paul.
Paul still hates Eric, even before he knew what happened. Like, he still hated his brother for all the things he did.
I'm gonna have to say, I get that. I didn't really get the sense that he hated him as much. He was afraid of him. He was like genuinely afraid of his own brother.
And instead of keeping Paul from hating Eric, why not kind of draw the line between Eric hating Paul to the extent where it would become crazy?
And if he never forgot what happened, then he wouldn't hate his parents as much for keeping it a secret that long. He didn't just hate Eric, he hated his parents too.
Yeah, I think if they told him earlier, he wouldn't have like that stage of like hating his parents on page 264 when he like flipped out. I think if they told him before, he wouldn't have like been hurt so much.